Hello guys, my name is SONY. I hope you all doing good. In today's video I will explain why I'm switching over Sony. I have been using GH5 for a long time now. I don't even remember how many years, but I'm currently recording this video with the GH5. This camera has been a workhorse for me. It has handled everything what I have thrown at it. It was just swallowing it and, recording whatever I'm asking for. And I have been pleased with the performance that I got from GH5. But we are now getting into 2022 and I wanna switch over to Sony, and I will explain in this video why exactly I made this decision. Micro Four Thirds system was kind of a system what I enjoyed using because the size of the cameras and the lenses were small and they were very much more cheaper than full-frame cameras. But nowadays it's not actually the case because the size and the weight is almost identical in the mirrorless full-frame range, and you can find really inexpensive lenses as well. I have been following Sony cameras for a while now. Main reason why I picked Sony over other brands is the effort they are putting to their cameras. If you check the Sony lineup, you will see that they have separated their camera lineup. So if you are looking for a camera which is photo based, you can go with the A7R series. They are like, photography based cameras, mirrorless bodies. And if you're looking for a video based mirrorless camera, you can go with the S line. So if you check the A7S3, currently the latest S series camera out there, it's an amazing camera. You can do quite much with the A7S3, and plus it has the 60 frames per second and 120 frames per second 4K shooting capabilities. On top of that, A7S3 is a really nice low light beast. And some people might have question mark in their head why you didn't pick the A7R series camera or maybe A7S3. Well, of course, the price of those cameras are a little bit high if you're switching over a system, because I don't have any Sony lenses. So just think I have to buy all those lenses for the Sony mount and plus the camera. That's gonna cost a lot. That's why I had to be in the little bit like hybrid range camera. Then I will be able to shoot photos with it, and plus the video, and plus when I got finally the lenses that I need, of course, then I can invest on a A7S3 or some R series cameras if I have to. A7 IV can be B cam, or you got the idea. If you're in the middle like me, if you need a hybrid camera which is capable to do photo and the video same time. And while you're doing this, you're not compromising anything. So this is one of the reasons why I went with the A7 IV. I pre-ordered the 7 IV, so it should arrive next week, hopefully. So if you're looking for A7 IV content, please consider subscribing because there is coming a lot of content soon. The main reason why I want to switch the system is I want to start shooting with the full frame camera, because I believe I have to move on, because if I check the Micro Four Thirds system cameras, I feel like they are falling really behind. So that's why I wanted to step up a little and change to full frame sensor. I really feel like Micro Four Thirds system is falling really behind because Sony, Canon and other brands are stepping up their game really much, and I didn't see any improvement from the Micro Four Thirds, at least the Lumix, because I'm using Lumix camera. I just don't want to make a big circle and include all the Micro Four Thirds system cameras in it, let's say. So I was just searching on the market because I'm a consumer at the end of the day, and I wasn't satisfied with the results that I see from these latest news and such. So that's why I wanted to switch Sony, because I have been, as I was saying, like following their lineup. And now you might be wondering, hey, why you switch to Sony? I mean, there's other brands like Canon and other brands as well. I think the biggest competitor to Sony for me was the Canon, but I kind of couldn't switch to the Canon because there's a couple of reasons for that. If you have, of course, laying some lenses around that you can use with the Canon system, you're totally fine. But for me, that's not the case, because since I'm switching to new system, I need like different full frame lenses, different focal lengths. So because of that, I had to choose wisely. And this was the second reason, by the way. I mean, don't think like that this was a big issue for me. Of course, I can get, like, you know, old Canon lenses if I would like to switch to Canon, but this wasn't the main reason. Actually, I already explained the main reason to you. I like the Sony overall. So, but the lens also, of course, was a decision point. I mean, the lens options, because Sony full frame mount is open to other manufacturers such as Sigma and Tamron. And if you check the market, you will see there's amazing Sigma and Tamron lenses with really, you know, affordable prices, and plus the sizes of the, for example, Tamron lenses are really lightweight. So if you're a Micro Four Thirds user and if you got used to those small Micro Four Thirds lenses, there is options. This is kind of also explaining why I switched the system, right? Because if you check the, you know, Micro Four system, it was inexpensive, so that was a, you know, a selling point for the Micro Four Thirds system, and plus the lenses were cheaper and lightweight. But if you check now the full frame cameras, like Sony's cameras are not, of course, they are not cheap. I don't want to say cheap because they are not. But if you check the lens options, there is budget options if you need. That wasn't the case with the Canon, so because of that, I went with the Sony. And overheating and stuff like that, that's a like really long topic. I don't want to, you know, talk all about those in this video because it's gonna be like, what, 1 hour, 2 hour video. I just want to zip it out, why I picked the Sony A7IV and why I am switching the system overall. Then you will see in the future I will have a lot of content around A7IV. So why A7IV? Hybrid camera, full frame sensor, 33 megapixels, and 33 megapixels, oh no, low light. Well, it's a low light beast. You can check on the internet some comparisons video between A7S3 and A7IV, and the results are like, doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what Sony made with the sensor. Maybe it's some stacked sensor, I don't know, I couldn't find any information, but the results are actually really amazing. That's why I was like, that looks really good, because with the GH5 low light, I don't want to even talk about it. Autofocus, well, that's something new for me. That's really something new for me, because I have been using the GH5 for like 3 years now, and autofocus, I haven't used autofocus for 3 years now, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm pretty sure I will, you know, I will like it. This was also one reason actually why I wanted to switch to Sony, because, or Canon, let's say, but I picked the Sony. Autofocus, you might think, hey, you don't need autofocus, come on, you're a filmmaker, you can get around it, you can, you know, control the focus manually. I am doing it, I have been doing it, and sometimes as a one-man, you know, team, let's say, I have to do everything and I have to control the focus as well. This is a long story, but sometimes you really need autofocus, because there is cases that you just wanna switch to autofocus, get the job done, then move on. But with the GH5, that's not even an option. So I think I'm gonna enjoy the autofocus for sure. Another reason why I wasn't considering the Sony cameras before, since I am, you know, in front of the camera oftentimes, and flip out screen was a must for me from the camera, because I wanted to see, you know, what I'm doing, how is my, you know, how everything is going, am I even recording? So flip out screen was kind of a must for me. And when I was checking the older Sony cameras, I was like, no way, no way. And there was a really weird issue with the A7III. If you plug a HDMI cable, then there was some, I mean, there was really limitations going on. So, but with the A7IV, it's not an issue. It has a flip out screen already, and if you plug an HDMI, for example, I have Atomos Ninja V, if I plug that, there's no issues. So that was another selling point for me. And I have been checking some footage of the A7IV. Color science looked really good for me, and plus they have added all the, you know, S-Cinetone and everything to camera, which is also mind-blowing in my opinion, because I mean A7IV is kind of an entry level camera I mean, if you consider the price, it doesn't feel like that, but you know, that's how it is. And also another thing, I got so used to having dual card slots with my GH5, I couldn't switch to a camera which doesn't have dual card slots for sure, but GH4 has dual card slots, which is also really nice, and one of them is CF Express Type A, so that's also really nice feature. And also you can go up to 4K 60 frames per second. I mean, of course there's a crop, but actually it's not a problem for me. And if you didn't understand why already, I mean, I have been using crop sensor camera for a long time now, and I know kind of how to avoid or manipulate the issue. I can just, you know, switch lenses or go, you know, back a little if I'm able to. That's not a problem for me. And plus, if I know I'm gonna switch to 60 frames per second, and if it's gonna be an issue, I would just shoot the whole thing with the 60 frames per second with the correct angle and everything, and then if I have to move the, you know, speed of the footage, I will be able to do that anyway. So that's not a problem for me. Actually, it's a plus for me, because since I'm switching to new system, I'm gonna need a lot of lenses, right? And if I'm not able to, you know, buy a couple of lenses, that's not gonna be an issue, because I can just switch to the supercharger 5 mode in the camera, then I will have more range. So that's actually a really big plus for me, so no complaints there. Of course, maybe there will be some cases that I will complain about it, but I feel like if I were shooting full frame all the time, this could be an issue. But since I got so used to the Micro Four Thirds system, since there's always a crop whenever you do something, so you know, I will be totally fine. I think this is, you know, if you got so used to full frame, for some people this can be like, crop mode, I don't want to deal with that. I think we got spoiled. I mean, there's amazing cameras out there in the market right now, considering, you know, a couple of years ago. Now I think we are really spoiled, and we're just complaining about, you know, some nonsense. Of course, I really respect, you know, if you are having trouble with this crop mode, but for me, I mean, zero issues, no complaints, I'm fine. And last but not least, the why I picked Sony, because it's not a new brand out there, and they are producing sensors to other camera brands as well. So if you look at the Sony overall, I mean, it's not gonna go anywhere, it's here. So it's a really trustworthy system, and plus they are just going high up. They're not going down with their cameras. Everything what they released or have released are really amazing. And I think in the future, since I'm going to invest in their lenses and such, so I will be happy to just, you know, replace the camera that I have if I have to. I mean, that's why I think Sony is a good pick. Of course, you know, Canon is not a bad brand, or, you know, I just don't want to call other brands names. I think if you know what you have to buy, at least for me, Sony was fitting the best, and I tried to explain you the reasons. And of course, the GH5 is not going anywhere. It will still serve me for a while, because since I'm switching the new system, I have to get used to it, and plus I have to get a couple of lenses before I start selling my GH5, let's say, products and lenses. So it's gonna be here for a while, at least, the GH5, but you know, from now on we are going to shoot with the Sony. And please stay tuned and click the subscribe button, because there is coming a lot of Sony content and also Sony A7IV content. So if you're interested, please crush the subscribe button. Please drop a comment down below, guys. What kind of camera do you use? Are you still using the GH series cameras? Are you happy with it? Or are you using Sony cameras, and how they are performing for you? I would like to really hear it from you. That's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, please crush the like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.